Hi everyone and welcome to Module 2. Just like last time, I am starting off this module with a brief video to overview material and highlight a few key concepts and talk through the assignments. So here are some things you need to know. You have an assigned reading, and this is the second chapter of our textbook. I know some of you may not have gotten the book yet, so just like last time, I scanned the chapter and posted it in the module for you. I've also posted the PowerPoint slides from the textbook to help you take notes and prepare from the quiz. So a couple of key ideas from this chapter to pay attention to. One of the key ideas is that there are some key characteristics for defining a group. Turns out that not all collections of people are really groups in the way that scholars understand them. And all the things we're studying in this class are specific to groups, so it's useful to figure out what makes people a group or not. So the reading describes these 5 characteristics as group size, interdependence or the feelings of connection among people, some sort of shared identity, a group goal, and different ways in which groups have some structure. So these characteristics influence how groups interact and what kinds of meanings they create. The book defines each characteristic and explains why it matters for groups. So when I think about groups I participate in, like my family, committees at my workplace, the recreational soccer team I play on, my group of friends, I can see evidence of each of these characteristics. Another key idea from the reading is that communication in groups has both task and relational dimensions. So the first chapter introduced the idea that some groups are more task-oriented, like work teams, others are more relational, like support groups. So in this chapter, we complicate that distinction a little by describing how all groups have both task and relational dimensions. So for example, although my group of friends is mostly relational, sometimes we have to plan or organize activities together, so then we have some task-oriented communication. Alternately, on committees at work, most of our communication is task-oriented, but we also are people who work together and we have relationships, so we engage in relational communication too. So you'll be asked to engage with these ideas in your assignments for this module. The last learning activity is a short video called Build a Tower, Build a Team by Tom Wujek. He describes an activity he does with groups where they have to work together to build this structure out of spaghetti sticks and tape, and he shows how the tips for success in this activity can tell us a lot about effective group processes. He also talks about what kinds of groups are most and least successful at this task, and his observations about that are relevant to some of the course concepts like group characteristics and task and relational communication. Finally, you have 3 assignments in this module: an online quiz, a personal journal, and a blog post where you introduce yourself to the class. So this introduction has specific instructions, and as part of it, you're asked to give an example of one of your own experiences in a group. You should read other students' introductions too, and respond to at least one to comment about their experience. So all these assignments are explained on Blackboard. Be sure you follow those instructions carefully. So, in closing, make sure you get both of the required books before the next module starts. We'll have another textbook chapter in Module 3, and we also start using the casebook. So there's information in the syllabus and on Blackboard about how to get these books. Make sure to get that done. As always, I'm available to answer questions or talk about the material, so let me know how things are going. I'm looking forward to reading your introductions.